So everybody, I'm here at the Palo Verde or the Tanque Verde swap meet. What do they call it now, man?
I believe it is the Tanque Verde. I've been telling everybody I was at the Palo Verde swap meet, but I've been gone for 10 years. I know it's on Palo Verde Road, but I've been telling everybody the wrong place. But it's the Tanque Verde swap meet, and we are doing what we do.
We're doing what we do. I'm here kicking it with Tucson's own hip-hop entrepreneur. Would you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your art and your work?
Yes, sir. I am Bijo Steele. I am a hip-hop entrepreneur. I grew up in Chinatown, Lawrenceburg, New Mexico, but I was a transplant to AZ back in the late 90s, and this is the city where I found myself. This is my home. Now, I've been in exile for the last 10 years. I had to get away and find myself, as it were, facing demons and get past. But I'm in transition back to the 520 right now because of all the places I've ever been to that aren't this place, none of them could really stack up to this place. That's just how it is. That's just how it is.
Tell me why you love it now that you're back.
Well, to me, right now, Tucson has grown into the city that I always wanted it to be, and I knew that it was going to be, but it hasn't been without growing pains. I first came before gentrification, and I've noticed that the downtown area has become more gentrified. The property values were low when I got here, so the artists and the musicians were able to come into the downtown scene and rent rehearsal spaces. I was involved in a sculpture resource center about in 2006. We rented a warehouse out from a gentleman who had a closed down telephone repair shop, and we were able to get in there and rent out spaces for artists, sculptors, painters, musicians to come in
and that's
and
become
rehearse.
a very successful operation that became.
Right. It's still there. Sculpture Resource Center is still doing it, and other places around the warehouse district have started to come up. It's part of the process. The art community has caused property values to rise, so the businessmen have followed suit. Now, it's not all gravy. We lost a lot of local businesses in the process, but what we've gained as a result of the process is a lot of the musicians that had been grinding from the beginning are now getting attention from national labels, at least National Underground. Like I've connected with people from here in the scene who are now producing beats for labels like Rhymesayers and Jiving Scientists. I believe got a record coming out on Strange Famous this year or early next year, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the main difference that I observed, and what I'm most thankful for is that now we're playing grown folks ball. Before we were up and comers just trying to be hungry and find our way, and now we are seasoned veterans who are in process of elevating people's consciousness throughout the culture. Let me do one better than that, because I speak in rhymes. I'm a rhymer. That's what I do. So let me put that advice in a way that might let people gravitate towards it a little bit better.
Right into the microphone,
right.
OG.
So if the stars had a plan for the heart of a man, by keeping them breathing down in darkness and madness. See, I really want to ask before another beat passes. There's the reason for evil to see the path to compassion. It's the question worth asking as chubby blunts get past. It's not about the answer, it's like paint on a canvas. See, cause accidents happen. It won't go as planned. So experience these moments, cause this life won't last. So behold the crooked ghost. The ghost was in the weathered soul. The claws of razor sharp, obsidian guilt isn't in his soul. He envied every vulture in the gluttonous smorgasbord of the scores of rotten corpses that adorn the desert floor. Perched on a stubborn steeple of a church long been burned. The sun rises in Pisces, mortals never really learn. And the devil never really cared because his rep is off the record. Does a lion lay with lambs or does a shepherd dine with leopards? So what's more interesting, the scorn or the depressing? The form of it keeps them guessing. Metamorphosis of a lemming. Set of tortoises next to thoroughbred horses, next to snakes, snails next to bobsled dreads with some faulty brakes. The test is a multi-benefit, set up with spoken grammar, with the jackal heart stuck inside the spoke with a stolen hammer. I took an unfocusable camera, mashed the lens up in the dust, and replaced it with some glass cut out of the houses of the righteous. Sacrificed mics of all sizes, blind to nothing but the blindness, till I woke up one day searching for a different kind of likeness.
Yes, sir. That's chopping it up, Tucktown style. Bijo. We're going to take another quick break, and then when we come back, I want you to wrap everything up and give. We're back again for the last segment. In this segment, first of all, let me thank you so much for being gracious with your time.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And it's your belief in what I'm trying to do with chopping it up, bringing the streets to the people that allow me to do this. So I want to thank you for supporting chopping it up.
Oh yeah, real recognize real. Real recognize real. Put it like that. Put it down.
Real. So in this segment, I'd like to just take a measure of where you're at today. I mean, what are you doing? What projects are you working on, and what can we expect from you from the future?
Well, what brought me down here is right now a trailblazer from the Twin Cities scene out in Minnesota, St. Paul. They got a scene, and in my opinion,
I love it.
They're the ones who are doing it best in the world.
Atmosphere.
Right.
What they call my man, Brother Ali.
Right. They are.
Okay.
Those to me
They
are.
laying it down, baby. Those are my favorites.
Well, Tucson has one of the pioneers of that scene living in our city.
Who would that be?
Mr. Gene Poole. Yeah, if you don't know, Google him. He was very instrumental in blazing the trail for the Minnesota scene in the mid-'90s. It took off and went his way, and Gene Poole has lived his life. But for several other reasons that I won't get into here, he wasn't blessed with the financial benefits that other cats from that city has reaped. Regardless, he got himself down here to the desert because he likes old cars, and the salt ruins them in Minnesota. And down here, we could find precious metal steel. So through people that we got in common, me and Gene Poole have hooked up, and I will be doing stage support work for him on an upcoming tour. We're in process of rehearsing for it right now. So I'm pretty excited about that. There's a few cuts that him and I have made together. The group is called Beautiful Goons. Be on the lookout for it early 2018.
Beautiful Goons,
yes,
baby.
We are Beautiful Goons. And
give it to him raw now, Blind Swordsman.
Yeah,
Introduce the Blind Assassin to him, baby.
yeah,
Go get him.
let me get him. Yo, and some of y'all don't know why I'm rhyming. It's because I've perfected this rhyme and the timing. Keep it coming every day, man. I'm just lining up for the big shot, man. I'm talking big pop, man. I got the energy and it comes from the center of me. And I'ma never give it to them the way they like it, but I keep it raw, man. That's how I write it. Keep it from the dome, man. Nothing ever really bothers me, but I've been popping G, and I don't have a problem giving it to you straight. And I'm talking about the rhymes, listen to them hate. They be talking, but I'm chilling with my kinfolk, and the flow being cleaner than soap, and I keep it. Oh yeah, man, the shit is still raw. Listening, look at how I chill, y'all. And I'm chopping it up with the label. Never stopping, man, I'm baking bread under the table. Man, I keep it all about the flow with the quickness. And hell yeah, man, I stay the slickest. Chopping it up, came with the famous shit. We about to take aim at your lane and shit. Hell yeah, man, I came with another playlist. Playing it strong, that's why they hate it. Man, I've been giving up the real. Listen, watch me kill it, drill it. That's how I feel it, and I'm still lit like a glass of milk. Keep it coming every day. Your ass is finished. Hell yeah, man, I don't speak a different language, but I've been in it since day one. I've been making all of these tracks, man, are recorded and kept it coming every day. There was trying to escort them, but I didn't have a problem breaking out when I wasn't supposed to. Man, I keep the music what I'm close to, and I keep it real with the way they like it. When they listen to me at the spot that I'm hyping, everybody know my name. Hell yeah, everybody know my game. And we keep it on another level. They smaller than pebbles, and I do my thing, and I remain a rebel, huh?